Alright everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be showing you how to change the oil on the MT-07. Now it doesn't differentiate throughout the year models, but what you're going to be needing is a 17mm wrench, 3 quarts of oil, possibly a wrench, oil filter wrench, and a funnel. So what you want to first do is have your bike warmed up at least, to operating temperatures, which I already do. I have mine on a rear stand. I'm gonna go ahead and take out my oil filter fill cap so I can get some air through it. And I am gonna go into be wrenching away. 17mm. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Now you don't need it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Put one of these gloves on. You don't need gloves, but I'm trying not to get too much oil on my hands right now because I got stuff to do today. Go ahead and take it out. Yeah, look at that oil. Alright, and just let that run. Set that aside, make sure it does not get dirty or anything. Oh shit. Oh wow, a little too windy out here, spraying that oil everywhere. Just let the oil drain. Alright, I'm gonna give that about a good 3 or 4 minutes and I'll get back right with you. Alrighty, now time to take off the oil filter. Like I said, you don't need one of these tools, but after riding for a while and putting some miles on your bike, it does come in handy because it is pretty tight on there. And you're just gonna go left on it just to loosen it. Unless you're a strong person, should be able to. I mean, you can probably get it off, but use a little cheater right there. Drain some of that oil. And the oil ain't too bad, but I always like to change my oil around around the 2000 mark on my bike. Man, I should have did this in the garage. It's a little windy today. Getting all on my pipes and my exhaust, gonna be smoking. Oh well. Next time I know not to change the oil out in the wind. But didn't want to get oil on my hands. Ended up getting oil on my jacket and my arms. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and let that do its thing. Let it drain for a couple more minutes. Alright. Now once that is pretty much at a standstill for the drainage on the oil, what you're going to do is reinstall your drain plug. It always says replace your crush washer, but I haven't did that so far, and I have not had any trouble with any kind of oil leaks. But now watch, this is going to be the time it does start leaking. Now I don't know if you can see, but this is the oil filter I'm using. It's OEM, the Yamaha. It's a 5GH 13440-61, or you can use the -60. You can basically get this off of Amazon. I paid $10 for it. It's not bad trying to stick with OEM. Tighten it. You don't want to tighten it too tight. Crack your oil pan. Alright, now the oil filter. What you're going to do is wipe this all around. Clean this up as good as possible. That's the coolant reservoir's getting in the way. Oh well. Clean it off pretty good and install the new filter. Now it already does come pre-oiled on here with some kind of Vaseline or wax. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put a little bit of oil on this seal right here so it can seat and seal properly. All you're gonna do is Stick that back on. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Screw that on, and you're gonna tighten it and tighten till it can't go no more. That's it. Alright, now you can use any kind of brand oil you want to. What I like to use is just your basic 10W40 4-stroke full synthetic. I usually use Mobil 1, but you know that gets a little pricey. I was going to try out the Rotella T6. It's actually diesel engine oil that a lot of people use for their motorcycles because it's hella cheap, only $15 for a gallon. Well, this right here is actually cheaper than the Mobil 1 at $7.38 at your local Walmart. So what you're going to want to do is add, it calls for 2.7 quarts. That's with the oil filter removal and change, but I'm going to go ahead and add all 3 quarts, or try to get close to 2.75, in between the 2.75 and 3 range. Alright, that is 1 quart. And 2 quarts. Like I said, you can use any oil as long as it's the Jasso MA2 or the APISL wet clutch oil, and you'll be pretty good. People have their preferences, but you know, everything's getting pricier nowadays, so I want to save some money. You know, I mean, who doesn't like saving money? Alright, that's 2 quarts, 32 ounces in the quart, I think. My, what you call it? So I should have about 8 left. A little bit more. That's good enough. Alright. Put your oil cap back on. Tighten that up. And you are going to want to start your bike, but start it at neutral. Now that oil light should come on for a little bit, but it should go away if there's enough oil in there. Alright everybody, that's how you change the oil on a FZ MT-07.